The next one that I have, you said you didn't catch, so I'll keep it pretty brief here. But there is another movie out there that got a super indie release. He's been working on this movie for a while. An indie filmmaker called Andrew Cumming, who made a film that takes place at the dawn of man. Is that what it says? Dawn, yeah. Out of Darkness is like Sasquatch once they've like become human. Like literally, it's the Sasquatch Sunset Story that we saw. But you got a group of just what is it? Two women, three men, who are walking around just trying to stay out of the darkness because there may or may not be a beast out there and they don't know what it is. I think it is beautifully shot. I'm going to shout out one specific thing. There is a transition, Zach, that I cannot wait for you to watch. You may not even like the movie, but this transition follows them walking through the forest, and as it's following them this way, it stops and they're walking towards it. There's no other way for me to explain the shot for you other than for you to see how he got them walking this way and in front in the same take. Some beautiful imagery here. But the story isn't the strongest it could be. I'm not going to say that it's a bad story, but it's one where like the characters make mistakes that you're not supposed to blame on the writer. You're just supposed to go, I mean, they were so old back then. They didn't know what they were doing. They're cavemen. Damn
yeah.
I heard they made up a language for this. I heard that it's supposed to be this AI-generated language that the actors then learned, so it made it seem like they were in a completely different time. I do find that interesting. I think there's a lot of effort put into the costumes and such, but they look very modern. I think it has that same critique that something like Prey got, where people were a little iffy of like, oh, is it because it's minority characters? I can tell you right now, those haircuts were not had back in the day. I know how some of these need to be kept. I think that was a criticism that, got a little wavy-turny, but they do make them look a little too modern. But the budget that this had and the product that they were able to make out of this, I thought was pretty interesting to get it out into theaters. For most people, they may be curious when it hits Netflix or something like that, because this has a fraction of the budget for 65. The one that, what's his name was in?
Adam Driver.
And I think this might be doing better than that one did. So,
awesome.
Out of Darkness, a little indie movie out there, just to give it a little shout out if you were curious about it. I'd give it an average rent it for me.
It is funny that you compare it to Sasquatch Sunset. I heard that if you see this theatrically, they have a trailer for Sasquatch Sunset attached to it.
They did. I'm so glad you mentioned that. And that might be why I had connected it immediately. Dude, I don't know where it is. It is an incredible trailer for Sasquatch. All our favorite jokes are in there.
Oh, man. I can't wait for that to come online. Apparently, Bleeker's releasing.
Street, I think.
Yeah, in April. So,
really?
But
okay.
But speaking about Out of Darkness, in terms of the tone of the movie or the feel of the movie, you mentioned Prey. Is it sort of similar to that in that kind of like ominous threat with minimal dialogue going on, or is there maybe a better point of comparison?
No, it's because it's also to the extent of who is going to be the leader, who's going to fight this monster. Is it our lead female character who feels that the circles that she's... Yeah, it's literally the same, Zach. I'm not... it's through and through. Even with Sasquatch, without getting too much into Sasquatch, a very similar thing of who is leading this small little tribe as they're going through the wilderness. So, again, it's one to add into the list if you're a fan of those types of movies. If not, this may not be the one for you. But Out of Darkness, out in theaters right now.